Amy Robach and TJ Holmes from Good Morning America, they were fired for their alleged affair. They were both in other marriages. They were leaving their spouses. They ended up together. Now they have a podcast together, and they were seen on the carpet at Jingle Ball. And oh my God, they were packing on the PDA like crazy on the carpet. And they're clearing up things on their podcast. They're saying that there was no affair, that they were already both in the middle of leaving their spouses, in the middle of divorces. So who knows? This is what they're saying on their podcast. But it's been interesting because I think it's been like a year since they were fired.
Yeah.
And maybe they had a contract that they couldn't do anything until then.
Yeah, and it was around that. They were photographed on that getaway in November of 2022. So it has been, quote, a year from hell. A year of hell is what they had said. But at the end of the day, like they stayed together. Which
they're going strong.
But, obviously lot of ups and downs. They weren't in the workplace still. Had to leave, whatever agreement they had to come to probably on like what they could put out. Since now it's over the year mark. Their self-titled podcast now. And they had said, to be clear, we were outed as being in a relationship, but everyone else thought we were being outed as adulterous, being outed as cheating on our spouses, and it wasn't the case, because the odd thing is that the day those pictures were taken and the day that article was released, we had both at that point been in divorce proceedings. It was just, and then Amy said, it was one of those things where everyone in my tight circle knew I was getting divorced. I took my ring off early August. It was very clear to anyone who knew me that I was in the middle of a divorce. TJ is a much more private person than me and just chose to keep that to himself. But it was hard because anyone who was a viewer or anyone outside of a very small circle didn't know that either one of us were getting divorced. So that was one of the challenges we had in the beginning. We were trying to clear everything up. And then he said, he was talking about how his daughter, he was trying to get her adjusted to the new reality of the parents not being together. So he said, like, why the hell am I thinking about telling an executive in the network about it? So he says, so that's where our heads were. In hindsight, sure, maybe we screwed up. Which is fair. I think, like, they felt the need to keep everything private when in reality, like, it was maybe too private, and that bit them in the ass, you know?
Because then people just assume things.
Yeah, because then everybody assumed the worst.
Right.
And it was like everyone at ABC, not everyone at ABC, but like their workplace environment seemed to become a hostile workplace environment, and their like relationship made people uncomfortable. And therefore, like, that's, also part of why they couldn't keep working.
Right, because I'm wondering, like, if they were both going through divorce proceedings, then couldn't they like show proof of that to the network to be like, hey, no, we're both going through divorces, like, we're not, like, this is, maybe it was just the relationship itself that other people then complained and didn't want them to work there anymore. Like, they seem to be doing great though.
I know,
like they're definitely showcasing
that's what I'm saying.
A ton of happiness.
Yeah. They powered through the bad year because they also highlighted some low lows.
Yeah,
like Amy was saying, she was doing like wellness check on TJ at a certain point to see if he was okay and not leaving their homes, and that's tough and scary when it's that public and the toll that takes on you. But yeah, it was just, I don't know what it was last year. It was like the end of the year and everyone really, you just never know like what's gonna stick and what's not. Like, there's plenty of, a divorce happens every day. Like, plenty of people getting divorced and start dating new people, or like, know, whatever.
I think it was
everyone really hyper fixated on this one, and it's obviously because we were watching them on TV.
Yeah,
together.
And I think that people just really fixated on the fact that they thought that they were both cheating on their spouses who they were married to. Like, they thought that was happening. They're saying it's not.
Right.
But let me tell you,
it became a very juicy story.
Yeah, they were
maybe not, but it maybe wasn't that juicy.
They were packing on the PDA on the Jingle Ball.
I saw the videos. They were,
like, whoa.
Yeah.
They were really packing it on.
So yeah, I mean, clearly they're still feeling the
heat.
feeling the love, the passion.
Love and the heat.